Hello all, welcome to the video. I'm going to be hopefully closing a client in the future. I am actually terribly sick. I don't want to go into detail, but it's really bad. So I think I got food poisoning. Anyway, this is a sales call that'll be going on the YouTube video. Even if it goes terribly wrong, I'm just going to record it and see how it goes. It's a sales call, so they're a warm lead that texted us about our services on Instagram. So this is how it went. It's Stefan from Blue Motion. How are you? Good, good. Yeah, so listen, I just wanted to kind of, I know you reached out to us, but I just want to know why you reached out to us. I know you're doing media units and you're doing fireplaces, and you've got a batch coming in. Is that right?
Yeah, so look, our showroom is around the corner. I think yours are cool at base as well, from
Yeah.
what you can see. So our showroom is there. We do, the stoves and fireplaces, media walls, the custom cabinetry, all this type of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, look, at the minute, like, I'd be kind of, to be completely honest, I'm the owner of the company, would be getting out the jobs when I can, taking a few just iPhone photos and videos, and trying to use bleeding Canva and things like this to
Yeah.
piece bits together. But
Yeah. Well, that's good software.
we actually, like, we're just in a position where in the next month or two we've some very large scale jobs we were lucky to get, which are kind of very premium work, and probably a couple of the biggest jobs we've ever took on.
Okay.
So I don't really want to waste the opportunity of getting good follow on from these jobs.
Yeah.
If I do a shit job on a fucking iPhone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, listen, we have a package that includes Facebook ads. We've worked with. I'm sure you've heard of them. They're based. He also owns a gym as well. But basically, we ran price bundling ads on Facebook and Instagram, and it's doing very well in terms of numbers. It's got him 35 quotes, and he's closing about 10 to 15 of them. So he's getting 10 to 15 extra jobs with us. So we have worked with media units, so I can't say we've ever worked with fireplaces and stuff. We're usually in the solar kind of industry. We're working with a lot of solar companies at the minute just because they're flat out with work.
I'll tell you what kind of got me or piqued me interest really was so kind of booking wise, like, we always get people getting on to us, like, either from the radio, newspapers, all these different things.
Okay.
And generally speaking, booking wise, we're very healthy. Like, we're always booked out a couple of months in advance, and we've loads of work coming in and stuff. But
Good.
I came across, I think the first video I saw of yours that popped up on the Instagram was the kind of video shoot you've done for the car wrap place.
Oh, really? Yeah.
The start of your Instagram.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking for a couple of the big projects we have coming up, and then maybe even the showroom itself, to see if you could do some videography and editing of some nice videos of things kind of the day of the job happening in real time, and cutting something together kind of, and maybe even speaking to our customer. I see in a lot of your videos then you're getting the business owners to speak and stuff, but we have one particular customer coming up that we're going to ask them if we were to offer them a bit of discount, would they allow the job to be videoed, and would they mind even doing a bit of an interview themselves? So maybe at the end getting them lit up and sit in front of their new extension that we're doing for them, and maybe talking about how they found the process, or basically just getting a couple of videos done that we can then push on with, like, a lot of money behind them promotion wise, but that they're really professional looking videos. And then, as I said, that'll be for a couple of the big projects we have coming up. But then also, as I said, the showroom and stuff here, I saw I can't think of the company name, I think it was an aesthetics place or something. You were using like a drone and stuff like that, so even maybe doing something like that for the shop itself that we can pin to the top of all our pages 100%. And things like that, you know?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, so what's the job? What's the scope of the job?
Yeah, so basically we've a project coming up which we've a customer that has already a beautiful extension done in their house. It's a 2-story extension full of glass and all this kind of stuff. we're basically going to be redoing an entire wall in it for them, with like custom cabinetry, different forms of lighting, and obviously their TV and stuff, kind of smart lighting with it, a lit stove built into the wall.
Okay.
So it would be nice. Usually the way I'm doing things at the moment, but it's working for me, but it's not that professional looking. Is I'll go in on the morning of the job before the fitters get there, take a couple of pans of the room back and forth to show what it did look like, and then obviously go back in after it's been done and painted and finished, and do another kind of pan back and forth to the room, and I'll do a basic just edit together of before and after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen a few of the videos.
Could get something. It's a bit tricky with us because everything is bespoke.
Yeah.
Made. You know.
Yeah. So
I definitely see where you're coming from with the whether it's contact form type stuff or kind of generating customers that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that is what we do. Like, we build out a custom lead form, and it'll be really user friendly. So they'll have 4 options. They'll put in the scope of their project within reason. Obviously, everything is different. But for example, like if it was a garden room, for example, you might say, how big do you want the garden room? What type of material you want? What type of roof? Do you want a flat roof? And all that sort of thing. So if you could add that in, it helps, of course, and it gives more of a. You can maybe then switch up the price. It might increase or decrease depending on what they've just put in. But you could give a range also, like, X amount to this amount. Even if it is hundreds within the difference, it just means that the people coming in are not time wasters. So it's something to look at.
Yeah. And let's say then, just in terms of your shooting and stuff like that, like your videography, obviously on like larger scale stuff we're doing, like this woman's extension that we have coming up.
Yeah.
That can kind of happen or come together over like 2 weeks. Like it's not good, because it gets plastered, painted, all this type of stuff after the initial job is done, and this, or let's say it's a garden room, for example. We could have the build of it happening over 2 days, but then the kitchen and everything that's getting put into it and the media all getting put into it, things like that could be happening the following week. So
okay,
are you guys able to, like, say, do one shoot day at the start of the job for before stuff, and then in a couple of weeks come back and do a final shoot day for when everything's completed or something? Or
we do usually one shoot a month, but we can add that in, like, into the quote.
That's the only thing I just wanted to ask you, because there's nothing really that we do that we'll ever get done in a day.
I get that. So like, we'll factor that in. It's not the first time it's happened. Only this month, like I'm sure you've seen on the solar panel company we're working with, they wanted 2 shoots because their particular solar panels weren't in at a set date, and they wanted to advertise that. So we had to come in on a different day. So listen, that's no problem at all.
Yeah, and is there a certain amount of hours a shoot day covers, or?
Yeah, we look at 2.5 to 3 hours. So.
Grand. So potentially, let's say on the first day of this extension job we're doing, within those 2.5, 3 hours, you could get obviously befores of the room being bare, and then probably catch some action shots of the start of the work being done, or the cabinets being put in place, that kind of stuff, or a bit of stuff like that or whatever. Because I liked what he has done for the car wrapping thing, where you were kind of doing different shots of them actually applying the wrapping and that stuff,
that was actually in Cardiff. Get reoccurring, you don't get reoccurring work, but that was in the past.
We definitely, as these kind of bigger projects that are upwards of 10 grand for us, we definitely would like to get them captured in a professional way. Now, on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, to be honest, if we're doing smaller, like 1 and 2 grand, just fireplace install jobs, they take a couple of hours to do, and they're not that. Now, they're nice, but they're not a big wow kind of transformation job, if you know what I mean. So it would be potentially then once a month or so, as you said, that we'll have an entire week put aside to do a large scale project. So that would be the kind of stuff we'd want to be captured,
And in terms of Facebook and Instagram ads, I'm sure you've tried in the past. Have you just done sponsored posts, or have you done Facebook Ads Manager?
Yeah, no, usually it would just be the basic kind of boost poster or
Okay.
whatever that kind of thing is, and then, as I said, there's at times then where we could have a full fitting diary for a month or two in advance. So
yeah,
I suppose it's not the right thing to do, but I'd nearly go then to do no kind of boosting and stuff because we can't accommodate the extra work unless someone's willing to wait months for us. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
So it's kind of tricky in terms of finding the balance of you know, when to be really pushing things or not, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the beauty of it. You can turn it off and turn it on when you please, like. But yeah, yeah, that's good from what I'm hearing, like. But in terms of prices, I want to get just the prices, so you know, in and around our ballpark. So for just shooting, just for videos, we shoot 15 videos, so you have enough. If you were to do staggered posts every second day, we shoot 15 videos. So in terms of value in the market, we're not the cheapest, we're not the most expensive, but we like 15 videos is very good, and that's at 850. And then for to include the Facebook ads managing and Instagram managing, it is 950.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say 15 videos, is that like you were saying one shoot a month for 50, or is that 15 small videos? You mean, like, is it, or?
So we usually split it in half. So like we'll have 8 short form and then 7 long form um shoots. So that'll be, we try to fit it in within the day, but most of the time we do 2 shoots within that month. And that obviously we do our best for the 3 hours, and we try and shoot 15 videos. But like you were asking there, you want 2 shoots, so that has to be factored into the cost as well. So you might be looking at it 950 just for video shoots if you're to do two shooting days, if you get me.
Yeah. So when you say 15 videos, it's basically taking 15 videos within 2 to 3 hours. So you're getting kind of 15 pieces of content from the job, essentially.
Yeah, and that'll be like client testimonials. That could be before and afters. That could be an about us video. So the about us video is the first one we script out. So we script out. A week in advance we'll send on the scripts, so you're happy with them. Or you just take an hour out of your time. It's done on Figma. We'll send over the link. You don't have to log into anything or anything like that. And then you look through it. You see, we also have an inspiration board, so you know what the video will look like from one of our past projects. So the about us would be the first one. That's the one you saw on the dermatology, all about the workers, the technicians, and just like you're kind of, that won't be used for ads because it's slow paced. It's an introduction video. It's people who haven't seen you before but want to know a bit about you, you know.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was thinking of doing with maybe some shots of. So at the showroom here, we've our indoor area, which we have all our media walls and fireplaces, but then outside the shop, we have our kind of outdoor area for the summer with all our kind of garden rooms and sheds and stuff. So that's why I saw when you used the drone thing and stuff for that kind of video. I was thinking it'd be a nice video just to have pinned to the top of all our pages, as you said, not necessarily to promote it, but that when a customer finds us, they can just watch that for a minute, and it kind of shows them, if they're thinking of travelling to us from Meath or Kildare or something to see the shop, they actually can say, oh, they've a good fucking large showroom there, they've good stuff on display, you know, that kind of way.
100%, yeah. I mean, might even do a video. We did one with we had a drone up in the air, and we actually just went on the motorway with the drone, in terms of it was at a height, like, but we showed them, well, it's just off the corner of the Lidl, you go straight down, turn right, blah blah blah. So like that's, you know,
because we get a lot of calls from people outside of Dublin who their question will be, oh, I've seen your work on Instagram, but is it worth coming up to the showroom? So that's kind of something I've always thought, is if we had like an actual showroom video or something done pinned to the top of Instagram and Facebook, it would
answer a lot of
that kind of question up, you know.
100%, yeah. So that's something, like, in terms of the prices, you're okay with the prices and willing to invest in that kind of thing, yeah.
So realistically then, if we were to look at obviously we consider kind of marketing side or the management side of things, but even just for videography, let's say, we're probably looking at about $950 a project.
Okay.
if we want, is that kind of roughly what we'd be looking at? You reckon about 950 per video, basically, is it? Or
No, not 950 per video. No, it's 950 for the 15 videos.
oh yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the 15 videos would accumulate into one kind of overall project
Yeah.
video as such.
Yeah, yeah.
So kind of, if I was thinking to do a video of a project we're working on, I'd need to be allowing about $1,000 to get it captured, basically.
Yeah.
Across 15 videos.
Yeah, and that doesn't even have to be one project. It can be maybe the 10 of the videos go to that big up to 10 grand project, and then the 5 can be smaller projects, and you just want some stills. You might want some, just quick action shots, and that. So think of it as
because what I was actually thinking as well, that was another question I was going to ask you is, if our customers will be willing. In the last couple of months, we've actually done a couple of big projects that, just because of busyness and again me not fucking knowing what I'm doing really, I never really captured them. So now obviously we can't do it before and after them because they're already fit, but I was wondering about asking the customers, would they be willing to allow us in for a couple of hours to actually shoot the finished product, and so as you said, they could be maybe only need 4 or 5 videos or whatever it is.
Yeah 100%. So think of it as 950 per month basically. So is Facebook ads and Instagram ads, I know you're booked up, but in the future potentially that could be something of interest as well.
Yeah, it's something that I would probably, and this just to be completely open, honest about it, so usually kind of July into August is when we get a bit of a lull, because it's obviously the good weather and no one's thinking about stoves or fires or anything.
Yeah.
But what happens then is the minute the kids go back to school in September, the entire country starts thinking about what they're going to have their house like for Christmas, and they need a fire in, or they want a video all done. So I would maybe even look at that kind of July, August, September period of looking for maybe the management stuff and to start pushing things forward or something. Yeah,
100%. Like, I'll give you the difference between boosting a post. There's nothing wrong with boosting a post. Like, we do it the odd time, but it's on the cheap. But obviously, it's just kind of it pushes followers. It does get you a bit of work. I know there's guys, like, for example, did boosted posts before they worked with us, and it does get some jobs, but nowhere near to the extent of Facebook ads, because you have all these analytics. You can see how long they're spending on the website. You can see at what period of the lead form are they not continuing on with it, all that sort of stuff. So from that perspective, we look at it €20 to €25 cost per lead. So that's for home improvements in general on average. So it could be even cheaper than that. It could be slightly more expensive, but we never really go over the €25 per lead. So, so like for example, and all those lead providers, you're spending €30 to €35 on non-exclusive leads. So you're fighting other media unit installers, or lads who are also doing fitting in fireplaces and stuff, and you got to battle against them to get customers as well. So that's another plus as well. So yeah, it sounds good. So July and August, that's something to look at, and just for now, it's mainly just the aesthetic of the whole brand.
Kind of just, I suppose, it's the aesthetic of the brand, or a bit of brand kind of management at the moment. Just so, like at the minute, like when we get the customers in the door and we do their CAD designs for them, and we kind of visit their home, and we think like we get the customers, but I suppose at the minute there's a bit of a disconnect between the type of product we're doing and the price we're charging for it, and then the kind of basic look of the media I'm putting out, because I said I'm just capturing it on iPhone. So we wanted to try maybe get 5 or 6 decent pieces of media together of work that's shot properly, that when people then they might have been in with us here and we give them a quote for 10 grand, and we give them their quote and a card and tell them to check our Instagram or whatever, that when they then go there, they're seeing high-end kind of video stuff, and they think, they obviously, it looks fucking premium what they're doing, and that's obviously why they're charging that price.
Okay, right. And that that sounds good. So is this the phone number for your WhatsApp as well, because we usually do all our business in terms of client communication on WhatsApp Business.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll give you our WhatsApp business. This is my personal phone, so I'll
Grand.
give you our company WhatsApp business there.
Perfect.
So it's then obviously the manager here. He's actually been sitting here listening to the whole call.
Okay,
So,
right. Grand.
so you'd be talking with us two, obviously mainly, and
Perfect.
and that's the crack, yeah.
Well, it's fucking good that you're close by. Anyway, we're in Finglas West there doing a shoot on Friday, so it's good. It's good to hear that you're close by. Sounds good. We'll be in touch in terms of when and where. All you'd have to do is send over the postcode. We'll send on the scripts, and we'll have a look at your content and give a proper audit, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Now, what I would say is, obviously, for picking dates and stuff, which is if we know kind of a month in advance when one of these big projects is going to be, I can obviously just WhatsApp you and check if that's okay with you or that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in terms of the shoot for the showroom, which I definitely 1,000,000% want to do, the only thing I would just say to you is we actually over the next 2 to 3 weeks we've got some bits being done outside with like artificial grass and different things being put down, and then we actually have a couple of kitchen islands and stuff being installed inside the showroom. So is it possible to pick a date with you then that would just come slightly after we do the upgrades to the shop, because obviously we'd want the video to have them in it, like yeah.
It sounds good, yeah. So in terms of timeline, you don't know when that is, do you?
We're just gathering product for the kitchen stuff at the minute, and once it gets delivered into the shop, they'll be going on display. And then for the outdoor area, which we're getting in grass and barbecues and stuff at the moment, we're trying to get that all done over the kind of Easter week and stuff, because that's when the outdoor stuff picks up for the summer.
Okay.
So we'd probably be looking to do some sort of video with you maybe towards the back end of April as the first video, if that was possible.
Yeah, it sounds good, because we're away on in Easter, so yeah, Easter wouldn't suit us, but at the end of April. Wait, when does Easter end? Let me get the calendar.
Well, Easter's actued March 31st, isn't it? So I know the kids are off school now, till the 10th of April or whatever it works out as. So as I said, we're going to try and get a lot of the work done over them couple of weeks, and then hopefully, as I said, if we looked in towards the back end of April for having everything ready for a shoot or something.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah, that's good.
So like we can obviously start working on dates now and setting things up with you, but just so you know, it wouldn't be something we can do like next week or anything, because we just want to get those installs done before we shoot the showroom, if that's possible.
Yeah, like we're booked up all next week, so that suits us that it's at the end of April. So yeah, I mean, there's no other questions on my end unless you have any.
No. What we'll try to do then in the meantime over the next few days is that large project then I'm talking about for that extension.
Yeah.
That's potentially going to be, we're saying about 6 weeks. That's probably early May as well, or something. Would be end of April, early May. Yeah.
Early May.
So once we'll try to finalise a date for that maybe over the next couple of days, and then I'll be able to actually give you a few dates together that we can work on, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. And that'll be put into the package. That'll be put into the monthly fee then of May. Yeah, because that's at the end of April. So that'll be the 2 shoots then. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Right. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, no worries. So what do I need from you from here then, or what kind of way does it work? Do you need to send me across anything, or do we need to what way does it?
Well, if we're not doing a shoot next week, like, we've got a bit of time, but we're fully insured, by the way, so we'll give insurance. We'll also send over the contract on the day of the shoots, just so you know. You can read through it in person. We'll be there with you, and you can give it to us the next shooting day, so you can have time to look over. Really, it's just like how many revisions you have, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing you don't have to read.
That's one thing which I'm sure is included. Obviously, when you capture the 15 videos,
Yeah.
or let's say it's 10 videos on one job, that includes then you editing the video together.
Oh yeah, and you get 2 revisions for free, and then anything after that we'll discuss a fee on. But it never, like, we're working with, there's never ever been a problem of,
Yeah, and I'm sure then, obviously, if we're WhatsApp back and forth, if we had a particular, like a music choice we wanted to use the video or something, that's all, just send it on, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, 100%. As long as it's not used for ads and it's just for your social media, then that's grand. But obviously the copyright issue with the ads is something to discuss. But we'll be looking at whatever it's called, royalty free music. But we'll send over a selection of the music that you can pick from.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, no, that all sounds great. So yeah, definitely me head at the moment for upcoming, let's say, the showroom one, the big project that we haven't started yet, and then there is 2 in mind, which I said are big projects we done in the last month, that I'm gonna reach out to the customers to see if they wouldn't mind us setting the room up nice and doing a shoot of. So again, they could be 2 smaller ones maybe for a different month or whatever. So there's definitely 4 things I 100% have in mind at the minute anyway. Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds good. Right. Yeah, that's grand. So nothing to send over at the minute. I'll just add you to the WhatsApp and then just send a message so you can see that it's us.
I'll have a conversation there with you, and I'll try come back to you then maybe early this week coming with some firmer dates for that big install, and then also the installs in the showroom, just so you have a rough idea of when things are happening.
Perfect. Sooner the better. Honestly, that sounds perfect. Grand. Listen, I appreciate the time. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks very much.
Best of luck. See ya. Like and subscribe, please. So that is it. Close the client. Hopefully it'll be a good working relationship. What I did wrong is I probably said at the end of the question, you probably heard me saying, are you willing to invest? Is that okay? Probably a bit cringy, to be honest, and you probably shouldn't say that. You just understand the vibe if they want to go ahead with you. I got the vibe that he was happy to go with us. Because he was a warm lead, it's a lot easier. You'll see a lot of sales calls on YouTube. They're a lot warmer. So the cold outreach, when you get them on a meeting, that's the hard one. That's where your sales skills are really tested. But thankfully, he saw our work. He knew what we were about. He knows like the quality of our work. So there's no problem there. So yeah, and a few things I did do right was kept asking questions. Interested in the business, the scope of the potential work, relayed the price that we were set, and just said, listen, we're not the cheapest, we're not the most expensive, but we're down the middle. But do we provide quality? And it always helps when they see the work. So always show your work on a sales call if they're a cold lead.